Hello and welcome to OneShot, videos about one shot in a particular match from the free game Friday from the PSA Squash TV Tour. This particular match is the second game between Fares Dasuki and Simon Rösner in the 2020 Qatar Classic. Now, I don't know what round it is, but I can tell you that Dasuki won the first game. This particular game was a very hard-hitting power-type game. Lots of cross-courts, a few boasts, lots of straight shots, but it was all about power. The link to the full game is in the text description. I highly recommend you go watch it. As I already mentioned, I don't know what round this particular match came from, but it's so sad to see all of those empty seats. Now, of course, the organiser of the event doesn't want those seats empty, of course not, and I'm sure that they tried to fill them, but I just don't think it's a good look for squash. It'd be interesting to hear what ideas you have about how those seats could be filled. While I was watching this video, I took a couple of screenshots, and they're both of Fares Dasuki just after he's hit the ball. And what I want you to notice is look how still his head is. He's not looking up to where he's hit it. Now, if this is a new concept for you, this is done to give yourself much better balance. You make so much better contact with the ball if you keep your head still. And secondly, it gives less information to your opponent about where you're going to hit the ball. So if that's new for you, go check out my website, bettersquash.com. There's a couple of articles and I'll be producing a full video about that soon too. Here are some quick honourable mentions. This is a defensive drop. Look how it just gives him enough time to get back on the tee. Here is a cross-court kill. Not right against the side wall, but actually down into the corner. Very difficult to get. Here is a reverse angle. Now, this is done as a defensive type shot rather than a really attacking shot. Next, look at that super tight counter drop. Beautiful. Very, very high, but it's the tightness that wins. Next, another reverse angle defensive shot. So notice that pros do play reverse angle, but not in the same way that club players do. Here, a beautiful serve, really forced Dasuki to get right back into the corner. And the finish with the honourable mentions is a cross court right into the corner that if it's not red, it just doesn't come out. Very clever. Time for the one shot. So, let's watch it. It's not spectacular, is it? I mean, it's not particularly tight, it's not particularly hard, but it was a winner. It was a winner because it was played very early. Yes, there is a hesitancy in Dasuki about asking for a let, and that's partly of what's, the decisions that have happened before. But this particular shot, you wouldn't even notice twice. But look where the second bounce is. It's just in front of the short line. That second bounce just in front of the short line. If it had been hit any harder, it would have bounced higher and it would have been easier to get. If it had been hit any softer, it would have been more of a drop and that would have given Dasuki more time. The key for me was that it was hit early and low, but not too hard. Hitting too hard and the ball is going to bounce higher and you've got more chance of hitting the tin. Hitting it too soft, and as I just said, you give your opponent more time. A winning shot doesn't have to be the softest you could hit it or the hardest you could hit it. A winning shot is one that's hit at the right speed, in the right direction, and at the right time. So, the next time you play, try these types of shots against your opponent, especially if they're tall, especially if they're tired, and especially if they're not good movers. That little rushed shot can really pay dividends. That's it for this edition of One Shot. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you found it useful. Let me know in the comments. And of course, remember, do something every single day to improve your squash. See ya.